The story of Charles Vane, the stubborn and ambitious pirate who refused even his state's pirate pardon. Who was Charles Vane? Let's take a closer look at Vane, remembered in history for his cruelty and stubbornness. Vane was one of the harshest, most rebellious, and uncompromising pirates of the golden age of piracy. He rejected the royal pardon, refused to bow to authority, and obeyed neither king nor governor. He lived like a pirate to the very end, and died like one. Born in the early 1680s in England, he came from the lower class, not from a noble family. In that time, a child from the lower class had few options: work a normal job, join the army, or go to sea. Vane chose the sea, but this was not surprising. Many children growing up in port towns were already familiar with ships from a young age. For them, seafaring was difficult, but one of the rare paths with a chance to rise. But seafaring was also a profession that hardened people. When young Vane first stepped into seafaring, he worked on merchant ships for a time. On those ships, there was harshness, discipline, beatings, hunger, disease, everything imaginable. All of it reshaped his character from the very beginning. His hatred for taking orders and his intolerance for authority began in those years. The War of the Spanish Succession had ended, and the men called privateers by states suddenly became unemployed. They had weapons, ships, and seafaring experience, but no work. It was in this environment that Nassau entered the scene. This port in the Bahamas was, quite literally, a pirate nest. There was no proper state, and without a state, there were no rules. Everyone wrote their own law. Around 1716, he fully chose his side and turned to piracy, quickly beginning to make a name for himself. He was harsh, ruthless, and most importantly, unafraid to take risks. This quickly set him apart from other pirates. His rise was fast, because in the pirate world, the only thing that mattered was whether a pirate could spread fear. Vane mastered this completely. He treated the ships he captured with extreme harshness. But this was clearly not because he was sadistic. It was deliberate. If word spread about the cruelty shown to a resisting ship, the next one would surrender without a fight. Among the pirates of Nassau, he was a name both respected and feared. But despite the fear he inspired, his relationships with other pirates were troubled. Because he was not a man of compromise, because of his extreme harshness, his relationship with his crew began to break down, and certain decisions. During a clash, when a powerful French warship appeared, Vane decided to retreat. Was seen as cowardice in the eyes of his crew. The crew mutinied, removed Vane from command, and chose Calico Jack as their new captain. For Vane, this was an incredible fall in the pirate world. Vane was sent away in a small boat with only a few loyal men. After this moment, Vane's loneliness began. In 1718, the British Crown declared a general pardon for pirates. Many famous pirates accepted this pardon. They were old, exhausted, and had nowhere left to run. Vane initially said he viewed the offer positively, but after some time, he announced he would continue piracy with a newly gathered crew. After this decision, Vane sailed with small ships. He no longer had his former power. There were no big prizes, and finding a crew became difficult. No one wanted to follow a losing captain. In 1720, he was caught in a massive storm, and his ship ran aground. He survived, but only a few men remained with him. For a time, he hid on deserted islands. Eventually, he was captured and put on trial. The trial was swift. His identity and crimes were already known. In 1721, he was hanged in Port Royal, and his body was displayed as a warning.